Hi everyone, today I'm at KD Motorcycles picking up this beautiful and brand new for 2023 Kawasaki Z650RS. And how conveniently so, because I've just come off the Z900RS, obviously the bigger brother to this parallel twin engine, and I'm really interested to see how that compares with this bike. Obviously the Z900RS, we'll know it's got the inline 4 to go for it, and this being a parallel twin, it's still zippy enough for around town and some highway riding, I'm sure. But now here at KD Motorcycles, they don't only have KTM, but they also offer a whole range of Kawasaki bikes, so definitely come visit, check them out. So now why don't we start it up and hear what it sounds like. Cool. So not only am I going to have this bike for a couple of weeks now to give you my in-depth review of it, but obviously today I'm going to give you my first impressions review of this bike and maybe a little comparison between the Z900RS and the 650RS to kind of help you out and choose which one works best for you. Well, let's get started. And so here I am, I've just stepped on the Z650RS. Bear in mind that this is a bike that's been used all weekend here at KD Motorcycles during their KTM Open Day. It goes to show you just how reliable this bike is. This engine, this parallel twin 650 engine is really. Throughout this review, I'm going to put this bike to test in the twisties, in town, as you can see here, in traffic, to find out how it handles the heat as well. Now, this is not the first time I've ridden this bike. In fact, last year when it first came out, I was one of the first test riders here in the UK to have my hands on one for long term, and I was really impressed with just how nimble it feels in town. And you know what? This feeling still carries on 1 year later, and honestly, I can't wait to test out even more of its features. This is a stripped back version to what all of those new modern classics are trying to do in this day and age. I mean, bear in mind it only comes with ABS and the slip assist clutch, and that's about it. There's no traction control like on the Z900RS, and you know what, should you need it on this particular bike? I don't think so. But just briefly talking about the seating position, I'm 6 foot tall, I'm sitting completely upright on this bike. The handlebar position is very comfortable. Kind of almost reminds me of the W800 from Kawasaki rather than the Z900RS. And I mean the street version of the W800, having a taller rise on the handlebars. For the nature of this parallel twin engine and this modern classic bike, it's perfect. I think it's a perfect combination. Having said that, the foot controls are in a very comfortable position as well. You could probably just ride like this in town and commute on this bike with no effort at all. The seat is, pretty well padded for a standard seat. I remember wanting to get off and kind of rest my back a little after a long time riding this bike last year, but with the stock seat you can expect a couple hours riding non-stop, without a problem. I'm sure Kawasaki offers a comfier seat in their optional catalog for this middleweight RS. It really feels nimble, it's so nimble, easy to maneuver in town, as I'm just taking it home now, honestly. But you know what, it still has plenty of character to go along with it. That 270-degree crank engine is just rumbles along. It's really nice. It's really nice. And stopping at the lights, it's just so easy to reach the floor. I mean, I'm 6 foot tall, obviously, but it's seat height, it's relatively low. It's got a bit of nostalgia, as well, like this, a touch with the double round clocks here with the little digital display in the middle showing you fuel gauge, gear position indicator. It's quite nice to look at. Very little rider aids for you to fiddle with, so it is honestly just a pure riding experience. So as my first impressions, it still reminds me of a quality product, a classic looking bike that handles really nice in town. It's comfortable, light on its feet, and zippy enough to get away from traffic really quickly. So yeah, definitely look forward for my in-depth review of this bike. But that's pretty much it for me, guys, in this one. I'll catch you in the next one.